everybody, and welcome back to the Girly Girl Bookworm. So today I have for you my April book haul, which is pretty massive when it comes down to it. But a lot of them were pre-orders, so I had no choice. Also, I'm going to have a second book haul called Did I Finish a Book by Ben or Not? And you'll see all about that in another book haul. So there's going to be two book hauls. You'll see this one, and then in a few days you'll hopefully see another one. Well, let's just dive into all the books. So this month for Book of the Month, I was really good. I only got 3. So that was exciting. I didn't go back in and get 5 more, so I only got 3. The first one I grabbed was The House on Fire by Rachel Beanland. I've heard amazing things about this one so far. I didn't hear anything about it when I picked it, but then since picking it, I've seen a lot of people being like, I'm loving this one, so I'm really excited. So this one's following a fire in Richmond, Virginia in 1811. It takes place at a theater, a playhouse, and it's following different characters that are involved in this playhouse. So I'm excited. I love historical fiction that doesn't necessarily follow something that you know a whole ton about. So I'm excited to learn about this fire. So I grabbed that one. And then I also grabbed Romantic Comedy by Curtis Sittenfeld. I've seen nothing but amazing things about this one. People have been buzzing about this one since way before it came out. I think it's a romance novel between somebody who is a comedian and I'm assuming someone else, unless they're doing it by themselves. So they are a writer for a late night live comedy show. And I think she starts, I don't really know. I didn't want to know. I just felt like it had been so buzzed that I was like, I'm willing to read it no matter what. So I grabbed this one. And then I also grabbed Edvika and the Hollywood Wives by Kirthana Ramesti. I don't know. But we're following, I believe, Edvika. And she is kind of a failed screenwriter. Her life is kind of falling on the shambles, but then she falls in love with this really wealthy man. And then, sorry, Sydney just scared me. I heard her running down the hallway. So she marries this very wealthy man, and she kind of gets swept up into this whirlwind of a world where everybody's wealthy and she's not. And I think that they start kind of having conversations about how she really needs to divorce him and that he's not a good man. Hello. You need to go downstairs. Or go back to your room. Sorry about that. She was watching a movie and I guess it finished, so she's all sign off. So this, like I said, they are trying to warn her, you need to leave him. He's not a good man. And there's a big age gap between them two. So it's just a world that she knows nothing about. And it's just, I heard it's a good time. So hopefully it's good. Then I had a lot of books pre-ordered. So I either had books pre-ordered through Amazon or Barnes & Noble had the crazy, get 25% off your pre-order sale in the beginning of the year. And apparently that just meant all of my normal guilt around it just kind of disappeared. And I think a lot of these books, I think their release dates potentially changed because I don't remember there being this many April books. And it's bad because as the summer continues, it's only going to get worse because there's a ton of May releases, there's a ton of June releases, there's a ton of July releases. So we're going to have tons of big book hauls because apparently my inhibitions just disappeared. So we've got The Only Survivors by Megan Miranda, which would have been my book of the month choice if I hadn't already had it pre-ordered. You know me, Megan Miranda, I had to have it. Then I've already read The Happy Place by Emily Henry. We've got The Symphony of Secrets by Brendan Slocombe. I should probably be telling you what these are about, but to be honest, I don't know what The Only Survivors are about because I'm going into it blindly. Happy Place, a girl who was engaged to her college sweetheart who they're not engaged anymore, but they haven't told their friends, and now they're stuck at a beach house together, pretending to still be married, and we are finding out what led them to the point of breakup and also how they fell in love in the first place, and also hopefully their rekindling of love. And then Symphony of Secrets, dual timeline, historical fiction, contemporary, man who has dedicated his life to a composer, possibly might have found a secret that will ruin that guy's legacy forever. We've got Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez, which is the second book to Part of Your World. We're following I think it's her friend, who is another doctor, and I don't know anything else about it. And I don't care to know anything else about it because I love the first book so much that I was going to read this no matter what. So I've heard nothing but amazing things about it. I've been wanting to read it, but then I got into this kick where I had already a romance Kindle book going and a romance audiobook going that I didn't think I could also physically read another romance, so I wanted to space it out a little bit more. So hopefully this one will be coming very soon to my reading life. You Shouldn't Have Come Here, which I've also already read. This book is following a girl who goes off to a B&B. She kind of has a romance with the man who owns the B&B. Then they both start questioning each other as being creepy because she starts wondering if he's obsessed with her, and he starts thinking that there's something wrong with her. And then there's also the fact that the last person who stayed at this B&B had gone missing, so lots of craziness ensues with that one. We've got We Love to Entertain by Sarah Strohmeyer. It says the home of their dreams could prove to be their worst nightmare. And I think it's like a couple. And I want to say they like invest in something new, and then a newlywed goes on like a surprise honeymoon, and like she is a newlywed, and then they go on a surprise honeymoon, and like weird things ensue. I don't really know. I'm not really sure. But like, look at that cover. Why? Like, I don't even remember why I pre-ordered that one. I think I just saw somebody like thrillers to look out for, and I was like, sign me up. Other book that I don't know really much about is Before We Were Innocent by Ella Berman. It says a summer in Greece for three best friends ends in an unthinkable way when only two return home. Didn't need to know much more than that. We've got Dirty Laundry by Deisha Bowes. This is apparently the Good Morning America Book Club pick for the month, and I tend to really like to read those anyways. That works out that way. And it says, she was the perfect wife with the perfect life. You would kill to have it. Again, apparently, like I said, my inhibitions just disappeared, and I pre-ordered anything that looked good, so grabbed that one. We've got The Hidden Life of Aster Kelly by Catherine A. Shearbrook. This is in the 1940s, and I think it just has to do with Hollywood and secrets, and you know me, Hollywood and secrets in the 1920s and 40s-ish era. Like, I instantly need to have it, so I grabbed it. It was one of those books that like sat on my wish list for so long that I wasn't willing to pre-order it, and then the second it was like, here's a sale, I was like, time to pre-order. We've got In the Lives of Puppets by T.J. Klune. I really loved The House in the Cerulean Sea. It was one of my favorite books of the year that I read it. Didn't really like its release last year, but then somebody said this one was like Pinocchio inspired, and I was instantly sold. Then I have books that I just bought at random. Either I got them on Pango, or I got them for review, or I got them for a multitude of reasons. You need to go downstairs, my love.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about books.
And what kind of books?
All kinds of books.
But purple's my favorite color, and pink is my favorite color out there.
Yep. Okay, bye.
I was coming over and do two stuff that I want to tell you.
Okay, you can tell me after. I love you.
Five stuff I want to tell you.
Okay, bye. Books that I got kind of at random. So I've got Going Zero by Anthony McMartin. I had heard about this. I don't even remember where I heard about this. But then somebody that I follow on Instagram was selling her ARC. And I was like, well, not necessarily selling her ARC because you're not allowed to do that. But she was selling it essentially for pay for shipping, and it's yours. So I was like, yes, please. And this reminded me so much of this show called Hunted, where like it was a reality TV show where like you got a call and it was like time to go, and you just had to like pick up and like leave, and you had to like go so undercover, and you had to like run away from the SBA, what is state standardized testing in Connecticut. You had to run away from the FBI or like cops who are like trained to find you, and if you could elude them for like 20 days you won a bunch of money. And I think that this is very similar, where it says each participant is given 2 hours to go zero, go off the grid. And I was like, yes, this is like that show. So I instantly was like, I need to have this in my life. So when she was selling it, I was like, it's a sign, I need it. So I grabbed it from her. And then I had a day where I needed something quickly. I think I was ordering things for the kids to take to Disney World with us. And it was like, if you spend this much money, you get it today. And I was like, yes. So I finally got The Frog Squad by Kyla Zhao. And I have been wanting this book for so long. Every time I like try to place an order, I almost ordered it, and then for some reason, like, it just never was working out. I even tried to find it the day that I went down to that Barnes & Noble that was having like that 50% off sale. Like, I was determined to find it, and I couldn't find it. So I was finally like, this is my sign. I need to get it. And it's about a bunch of girls, and I believe it says a working class woman who infiltrates Singapore's high society to fulfill her dreams and risks losing everything in the process. Essentially, I'm just like really into like fraud stories and con artist stories lately. I think that a lot of those have been coming out lately, and I thought this one would be fun. Bookstagram was also doing another one of those like random act of kindness days, where like you buy a book for somebody else and hopefully somebody else will buy something off of your wish list. I did this a little while ago. I think I did it in January, and nobody picked me. I gifted somebody, and then somebody else fell out of their bargain agreement and nobody bought anything for me. I was the only person in the entire thread who didn't get anything off their wish list. I was feeling a little spiteful. And I saw another person posting another one, and I was like, do I give in? Because last time I didn't get anything. And I was like, you know what? Worst case scenario, somebody else is going to have a great day because they get a book. And this time it was rewarded because somebody actually picked me this time. So I ended up getting Under the Magnolias by T.I. Lowe, which is so exciting because this is a book that was recommended to me through that like Bookstagram recommends you 12 books. So I do need to read this by the end of the year. I don't know what it's a ton about because of the fact that it was just randomly recommended to me. So that's why it was on my wish list. I'm hoping it's good. The cover is stunning. Patrick's hoping our magnolia bush like plant actually blooms so we can take a picture of it with that. So yeah, I'm excited for that one. To explain that better, because I feel like I didn't explain that right, is on Instagram somebody posts like random act of kindness. So on it, on the post, you type in like I'm in, and that means that you want to participate in this exchange, and that means that your wish list is public. So then you find somebody else who says I'm in, and you gift them a book, which then allows somebody else who's in to go comment on yours, that they will give you a book. So like that's what I mean by like chosen. It's not like a giveaway. It's like basically everybody who says they're in and gifts a book should also get a book gifted back to them. But it doesn't always work out, and that's what I meant. Then Novel Cult Book Club. The book club pick for April was Regrets Only, which I didn't own, so I needed to grab a copy of that. Obviously, I've already read it because the live show has already happened. Not live show. It's a Zoom. The Zoom has already happened for it, but we're following basically a bunch of PTO moms, and one of the president moms dies, and it causes lots of chaos, and they have to figure out who did it. I got a random book off of Book Depository, which is closing. I think it's actually closed as of today. But I ended up grabbing The Marriage Act by John Mars. I know it comes out in America in May, but for some reason, all of the pre-order prices have been like $30. And I'm like, or $32. I'm like, I'm not pre-ordering that for $32. I'm not going to. And it has been out in the UK for a while, and it was like $19 or like $20. I was like, I'm going to save myself $10, and I'm going to buy it from Book Depository. So this book is technically like the fourth book in the One series. So like it's weird. So it's not a series. So it's like the One, the Passengers, the Minders, and now the Marriage Act. They all can be 100% read independently, but they build off of the other. So like when you read the Marriage, like you read the One and then you read the Passengers, and it kind of alluded to things that happened in the One. And then when you read the Minders, it like they're all set in the same world, in the same government. So like they do feed off of each other, even though they're not necessarily like in a series, if that makes sense. So in this one, it's like they decide to set a law, which is called the Sanctity of Marriage Act, which basically encourages marriage to be the norm. So, like, if you choose to be single, like, you're breaking the law, essentially. So, like, and you will be punished for it. So, I thought that was really interesting. I'm really excited to give it a try. I finally read the Minders this year, so I'm back on the John Mars kick, and I wanted to see what this had to say about the world. And then I got one book for review this month, and that is The Embroidered Book by Kate Hartfield. And I had no idea how massive this was when they were like, here, we have some historical fiction books if you want to choose one. And I chose this one, and it is absolutely massive. Oh my gosh. It is over 600 pages. Yikes. It is 655 pages. Power is not something you are given. Power is something you take. And when you are a woman, it is a little more difficult. That's all. It takes place in 1768, and a woman is arriving in Naples to marry a man that she has never met, and her sister is sent to France. Oh, Marie Antoinette's sister. And the sisters are alone but not powerless. And when they were children, they discovered a book of spells. Interesting. Could be really good, but I'm also really intimidated by it because this size is very intimidating. I might have to find the audiobook for it because I don't know. I don't remember the last time I read a book this big, so we shall see. But thank you so much, HarperCollins, for sending this my way. So yeah, that is my April book haul. Like I said, it's technically 2 parts. I'm sorry for the little interruptions. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you plan on reading any of these down below, and I will see you guys really soon. Bye, everybody.